What was your initial impression when you were approached? What themes or messages were the most important to you? So, Boxhead and Sora. What's the deal with them, you know?
Everything in that episode is all the shoujo mangas I've ever loved. I remember having this conversation. Yay, it's a box head. There's no mouth. I don't need to sing this. Fantastic.
This is like the episode that made me cry watching it for the first time.
How much can I do without telling what could happen? That was like my favorite challenge.
Hi, my name is Blue, and I am sitting here with Mar from Mar Exposito.
Nice meeting you all. I am Mar, and I founded an animation studio in Tokyo where I do commissioned animation like music videos, advertisements, storytelling stuff with heartwarming stories, some drama. Thank you for having me here. Is that short enough?
Yes, that's amazing. Nice. And I am Blue, by the way. I am the one who was working with Mar in the ZenQuest project. So we've worked together for 1 whole year creating the animation of Sora and Boxhead, which is called ZenQuest. I hope that you're enjoying it. And it's probably running right now as an advertisement. So please check it out. If you see it, just comment down below that you've seen it. All right, so today we're gonna talk about like the making of the animation of ZenQuest. Okay, my first question actually is like when you first got the project from me. So what was your initial impression when you were approached with the concept of Sora and Boxhead animation?
It was like, yay, I need to draw someone that will have short hair but blue. This will be fun. And also, yay, it's a box head. There's no mouth. I don't need to sing this. Fantastic. Happy. Project. Easy.
But wasn't it like difficult to animate?
That was good.
Box.
No, it's much better than having like to have a face and so many expressions. You just focus on the eyes.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's challenging because you need to know how to minimize expression with that. But you don't have to lip sync. That's less drawing.
Oh, so lip sync.
So it was good. It was easier.
So what did you understand it was for in the beginning? Like, did you understand like
I think so. The basics I got is like, okay, so they get something that you cannot get and it's hard to get when you live abroad and they ship it to you. And I wish I knew this existed when I still lived in Spain, but it has been going on for 10 years, which is exactly when I came to Japan. So thank you for getting to exist. Too late.
But you can still like tell your friends and family about ZenMarket.
Yay!
Okay, so next question. For like the style of like the characters, was there kind of like a very specific thing that like I imagine Sora to be like this. So then, do you have like a special touch on like both of them?
I think I had fun with the eyes of Sora. Every time I do a project, we change a bit how we do the eyes. And I think this is the first time that we used gradations in a long time. So I was looking forward to do that. And we also have 2 touches of highlight. So sometimes I want to do highlights in a very vibrant saturated color. And if not, I try to do like a highlight that's white and then the line around it, it's like a saturated color, like super bright blue, super bright like yellow or something. In this case, we had 2 touches of light, so I can have one that's complete saturated color and the other one that's white. So I was looking forward to do that. I was like, ooh, I have a project where this can make sense.
Sora's she's just so cute, and like the eyes was actually like they were a very special.
Someone was very picky with the eyes when there were corrections. No.
Oh, sorry. That was me. I was like, the eyes got off. Like, yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, so like Sora's face was one of the things that I remember being like most like, but she's not Sora yet. Like she's missing something. Yeah. Like more cheek, more sun. It's like, okay, let's draw again. Like she's cute, but she's not Sora. It's like, okay, sure.
And you were like, I've drawn her like 100 times.
Like, you sure?
And I was like,
why this
are you
one
sure
drawing?
you drew this one? I remember asking you.
It's like, who did this one? Someone in your team is like, I did it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I designed the character.
Okay.
Style.
So I was like,
Like,
okay.
okay.
Well, I guess if you drew it, then you probably know her better than I do.
Like,
Yeah. So what's like the most challenging thing when adapting like the mascots like to your like art style?
Not challenging, but something that had to be, it was a bit delicate, is that I had to change things in a way that I knew were better for the story, but I know that your branding team may not like, which is that in this, like, as they are, Boxhead and Sora, there was the brand on ZenMarket and they all have logos everywhere, let's say. Like Sora has a logo like in her hair and in her shirt. However, in this storyline, it needs to be super clear that Sora is the client. So even if it makes sense that she can have like merchandise from like the logo and everything, it would have been clear for the client to take that out completely. So I had to like really think like, how do I transmit that? I'm not trying to like simplify lines. I'm not trying to cut on corners. I'm really think we have to take that out. And that's something that makes Sora Sora. It's like that placement of her hair and so on. So it's like how to do that and show and say, I really think we need to do this. And also like, can you take it to your team and get this approved, because I need to really cut in something that's super basic. So that was challenging.
Yeah, but I think in the end, Sora didn't have the pen.
She didn't
have the pen.
No.
Yeah, but she still embodied like the whole.
The thing that we did is to put the keychain in her phone. That was the compromise. Like, okay, she can have merch, but it's more obviously this is merch.
Yeah.
Sort of.
But like when making Boxhead, though, I think I remember there's like one point we were having this discussion about his neck.
Oh dear, the neck.
Tell me about the neck.
So the thing is, in my imaginations, I just put a box and you cut and there's a neck, right? This is the box and that's the neck. However, it had to be clear that it's, we suppose, a human wearing a box and one of the faces of the box isn't existent. But we cannot show the face anyway. But there's light, so usually if you have a camera from below, you can see you would see a chin, you would see something, right? So what we did is that we had to like create like gradients where there's a dark void inside, so there we see a bit of the inside of the box and we see that the neck is getting into shadows. That was a lot of more gradients and so on, but I think it makes sense.
I mean, like Boxhead is still a human being. There's a human being inside that box, and we kind of want to expand on that maybe in the future. Maybe you get to know who Boxhead really is. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, next question. So what themes or messages were the most important to you to convey in the animation?
Oh, good one. Okay, so to give a bit of feedback, I wanted to see that each episode had like a message, and in some time I had the idea that the message would be think outside of the box, which makes lots of sense for someone who has a box on the head in a shipping company. Isn't it all great?
It's perfect.
It's perfect anyway.
It's like Boxhead.
Yeah, so basically it was the idea to have a world and break it. So Boxhead finds a way to do what he has to do. Working through the topics and the conflicts, I somewhat find the messages. So in this case, I found a way for Boxhead to solve a problem. And then I thought, is this a good message? No, he's just fighting around and blah, blah, blah. Think again. He solves the way like this. He solves it in another way. And I'm like, is this a good message to tell people? No. So I had to do this process multiple times until I found how he would solve things. And my favorite one, I think it's the first one. Actually, yeah, like as a message, I think it's the clearest. The big favorite episode 5, no doubt. But as a message, because 5 doesn't have a message, it's just the ending, sort of.
I like episode 3.
Can you pick favorites with your children? No, you can't. You shouldn't.
Let us know what your favorite is in the comments below.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So I think there's like a huge kind of contradictory with what you've created for us. It's an anime, but it is also an advertisement. how did you like create that balance? Like, this is an anime and it's just like, I want to tell a story, but also this is an advertisement, so we still need to promote, you know, like the service.
I think you did that for me.
Ah.
Okay, so basically you gave me a structure of like, this is the beginning, this is what we do as a company. So what the character will do is what we do as a company, which is this beginning, there's this conflict, he needs to solve it somehow, and in the end, everything is happy because the company did the service. You already gave me the basics of the story. As long as I can make people realize that what they're seeing is what the company does, like that this character is it's the embodiment of their company, yeah, that was solved, really.
That's good. Yeah, actually, like, I really like applaud like everybody that works like in ZenMarket, because we really love our customers. Like, we love our customers. We have like a huge community and we do listen. Yeah. So okay, so we're gonna watch like the first episode and see like our natural reactions.
After 1,000 times of watching the episode, you will get like the most.
Like, I've watched this episode for like 19 languages and 2 versions. So that's like, and 5 episodes. So it's like 19 multiplied by 5 times 2.
You wanna know?
You do the math. Let's do it. Let's watch.
日本にはまだある？急がないと在庫があるのはそこだ。遅かった。そう、そのフィギュアを一つだけ譲ってくれんやろか。お前は
That was hard.
同志じゃねえか。もちろん取引しようや。
I really like the mission complete as well. It's like a really cool.
That was the motion graphic designer.
Of course.
ありがとう、全マーケット。
Of course.
You know, having to make each lock of hair in a different color to track their movement so it was fluid.
Ooh, is
Yeah.
that? Oh.
Every lock of her hair that moves, and ones get out, ones got in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, also I think like the movement of like when she smiles and it's like like her cheeks like goes up like this. It's just like so cute and natural.
We put a lot, like much more love into that. Like, it was a go back and forth with an animator and myself.
I think it's very iconic and it's like, it's very Sora. It's just very Sora. Like, Sora's just in love with Japanese products. So tell me, yeah, I was just like talking about this. Like, how did we get to that concept of Boxhead and Yakuza?
Okay, so first, original script, there was a fight to get the product because there was, I think, only one last item. I think there was still one last item. Somehow I got in the point that there's not even one last item, that they already got it, right? So the thing is, I didn't want to make a fight because like, I don't want violence to solve this thing. That's why I really like the message here. I was thinking like, how can we express that feeling that someone got the last one, sort of thing? How would we solve it? And I want to think, well, the first thing you should do is ask.
Yeah.
And I really like it to have this moment of like salaryman, like super Japanese,
Yes.
like super wow, double animation. Sorry, we got the heavy metal moment here. So sure. Because すいません. Just give me that one figure. Anyway, so we had that, and the thing is, we had a lot of back and forth with the Yakuza actually, because we needed to be like very intimidating, but in the end it's just otaku. There's just guys having this group of people who want the items and are the fans, right? So they need to look intimidating as like this Yakuza dangerous mafia thought, but at the same time, by the end, they need to look friendly.
We were just like having so much fun on like creating like the Yakuzas as well, like because like that kind of like embodies like our like customers as well. Sorry, Yakuza. No, I'm not saying like no.
There's no right way to correct this. It's okay.
It's okay.
Well, we're bad people. We get this. Sorry for it.
What I meant is we're just like enjoying like creating them and Also, like, I think Boxhead, I think that was like a really good idea. I remember when you told me, oh, how about we just have him apologize?
Yeah.
And I thought that was perfect because that was just very Japanese as well.
Yeah, it's
And-
like putting another topic
Yeah.
without people expecting it.
Yeah. I mean, like, the idea was actually coming from Trade Direct Items Auction.
Ooh, what? Really?
Yeah, it's based on like the auctions in general
Okay.
because like a lot of customers like do fight over like different kinds of items. I mean, not fight, but like they just
Yeah, they're both interested.
bid over. Yeah. So I think episode 1 was actually based on that feature.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact.
一つだけ譲ってくれんやろか。
お前お前は
And just these eyes are just perfect.
What was hard from these eyes is that technically there's a human inside, right?
Mhm.
So we cannot give them volume because technically it's a black hole telling you what's the expression he's feeling. So we had to not give them a 3D so they cannot look like a button.
Ah.
So we had to find a way like how do we make this shine without light?
Oh, interesting.
That was hard. I don't even know if we achieved it. Which is
So
how it's
if we
cute.
actually look at the eyes, so is this his real eyes, the red?
I don't even know.
So inside,
Like the red, the
so
orange.
does he have red eyes? And this is just like lenses?
You know, it's also completely not even so like the eyes that they have like green and red and orange. We're just putting different colors during animation to make it clear which area is which, and I like them.
Oh.
And we just kept like, let's just keep it fantastic. It really looks good, but it was not even decided.
Yeah.
It's like let's not have like an because if it's all blue, it's like oh, so he has blue eyes inside something. So we kept it like super fantastic on purpose to be like this is fantasy.
I think this is like a very key element as well, and even the like our team when we watched it for the first time, like everybody really liked this bit. Yeah, and now it's now an emoji on our Slack channel.
Already?
So-
before even okay.
So now, like, yeah, people use it when they want to get something.
Please, that's the thing. Like, don't get too. Before anything else, can you just kindly ask? That's the message. That's the message. Please, just please. You may get a no, but at least try.
Okay, let's move on to the next episode.
それなら全マーケットね。
すごい迷宮だ。あの
So this one actually is very interesting for me because that guy,
Yeah.
he's just really having fun. And the guy next to him is just
I know, right?
so, and he has really nice style too. Look at that tucked in like jacket.
Someone cares about fashion here.
Yeah, like literally, like Sora was just wearing this like plain clothing, and then Idol World is just like a bunch of like fashionable people. Like, huh?
Like Boxhead stands out, and it's not for the box.
No.
It's just so plain.
あの商品はどこに？あそこだ。でもどうすれば？わかった。ふっふっよっと。はっ。うん。はっ。
So interesting.
This is one of the things I didn't want it to show you until it was done to have you
Yeah.
wow, but I had to show you because just in case something happens, we have to
Happens,
change it,
yeah.
and it's the most hard cut. It was the
Yeah.
hardest cut in the whole production, or one of the most.
How did we get to that idea of the parkour?
So we had multiple options. He was struggling to get to an item, right?
Yeah, I think we were
Like,
pushing
right?
through people. Or something.
So I was like, let's think another way, right? So it's like, okay, I was thinking in gravity from something like, so maybe he takes out the box, so then he's thinner and he can squeeze through. That was one idea.
Ah,
And at some point, it's like, well, if there's no gravity, we
Yeah,
have
that's
to
true.
make him jump.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that maybe we should mention is that in these worlds, there's no gravity. Because
There's no gravity because it's the internet.
It's the internet.
It's the internet.
It's the- yeah.
It's not a real world.
Yeah.
これ着てみたいな。
And like as like I think this is also one of the things that people don't really notice is like as the episodes go on, Sora's room
It gets more fun. So there's more and more merch every time that the episode goes on, and also the merch is a bit based on what the episode will be about.
you have to really look at like the details.
Yeah, there's a lot of details going on.
And I think everybody has this like problem where when you just collect things
Yeah,
and then your house just gets cluttered and
Yeah.
cluttered and where
Yeah.
do I put this new thing?
yeah.
Or just use the warehouse, 60 days free.
She works in marketing. It has to show.
We have to talk about like Boxhead coming out of the phone as well. That is like the cutest thing. Like that should be a merch.
The little chewy
Boxhead, yeah.
So it's a box, and when you take the box, the rest of the body still, it's heavy, and it keeps there. And then you go, and you still go, ooh!
That is really cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't edit this until we make the idea. So.
No, buy now.
Right now.
Okay. And the worlds are so good. What's like the most difficult like world to draw?
I'd need to ask my art director. She struggled the most with the first one, I think, the green one. It depended on the faces, like how to make green buildings look good and figures. So and we had some references like, okay, so first world is a bit more like a Kihara-ish, like second world is idle, but let's just put like music stuff. The world, like the colors started because of the gravity idea, right? I wanted to make it clear that each world he travels, he uses a different gravity direction, and each color is that direction, right? So each world would have one color. How I chose the colors is actually pure coincidence. I just had the palette of animation, so I picked that and put them to the storyboard. Then the art director is the one who suggested that the worlds actually have this color. If the color, like each episode also has the color, it will make it easier for people to see that this is a different advertisement. The first 1-2 cuts of the first 4 episodes, they started the same. And very quickly we wanted to tell the people, this is the same brand, but this video you haven't seen it yet. So that's how it evolved. So it started from like storyboard idea to random colors to actually make it to the final project.
Yeah, I remember this conversation, and I remember like, oh, they're going to see the advertisement like maybe like a lot of times.
Yeah, so
right?
they just skip it. If they just see the same room, they'll skip it. How do they know that now something new actually started?
Did you skip it? All right, let's move on to the episode.
Don't reply to this question. She will find you.
ここだって衣装の数がこんなに
迷っちゃいましたウィッグを探して
Oh, this episode. Oh my god.
どないしよう空のことを助けなあかんのに待って
This
いろいろ教えて
is
くれるのは
actually
嬉しい
my
けど
favorite
大事なのは
episode.
空このキャラのアニメ版の衣装が欲しいんだサイズはこれウィッグは大丈夫
She cannot always watching it. It's so good.
This is my favorite episode. I don't know. It's just this is like the episode that actually made me cry watching it for the first time. Yeah.
You did cry.
Yeah.
I was crying, so like, yay!
Yeah. I watched the first episode, second episode, and then third episode. Just like,
Why?
I don't know. It's just probably like the colors. I love like how you blended the colors with the red. I think it's just more passion.
It had a lot of creativity that then somehow it worked together. Like what you mentioned, that Sora has like more saturation and so on. So basically, the background artists did their best to turn the room red somehow in a way that makes sense. Then I had another artist. So Aurora did the background. Then Catherine took the character, and I'm like, okay, now she's wearing red, but her hair is still blue in a blue room. So by light, the hair would look purple, but it needs to still look like so. So she went through like some options and came up with that, which looks wonderful. It was really hard to choose the colors of the cosplayers too, because they only have one color per cosplay, and then maybe the hair color. There's so many combinations you could do possibly. So I was given like many different ones. Like, I don't know how to choose this. And in the end, I just get the ones that look the more sparkly. just to give him bright.
Yeah, so that's
Something.
so that's how we did it. Like,
Like I had
okay.
to test it with the actual white effect, like from the start, and then put the blending modes and how it actually looked like in the end.
Actually, I thought that was a really good touch. I didn't like know what to expect from the episode, but then when I saw them,
Yeah,
like,
so
wearing,
I was just
all
like, just
sparkly,
trust me, it's an effect,
Yeah.
it will look good. And you were like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it just made sense because usually when you like see cosplayers, like of course like they have like this very like very detailed like costumes, but also that they do give that feeling of just
Like, whoa, like the wonder, right? It's
Yeah.
so, like it has two meanings. Like for one, it's like it's so cool that it's like sparkles and so on. And it has a double meaning for storytelling, which is like he's so overwhelmed that he cannot even process the cosplay. He just is like all the details and everything is like too much for me.
Yeah.
So it just shines.
Yeah, that is true. And I love that like he also just like focuses on Sora.
Yeah.
And
that's
he's able to
cute.
fix that like, like situation. And also I love these two people in the beginning where they're just judging
It's just
Boxhead
like
going,
what's wrong with you?
why are you wearing a box?
Like, what?
I also want to know like how did we come up with these characters? Like yeah.
It was a complete, okay, we need two characters here. Should I design? Do you want to take these tasks? Just design them and I'll draw them over if I think they're not like matching. So a lot of the extras, like I think, if not all, but most of the extras that are unmoving, like really they don't have a role, someone else designed them and then I inked them to bring them back to my style if it went a bit too far. So it was this case of like they brought something like nah, well, like let's like look like the eyes like hooded. This one let's give him glasses, and I still don't know the colors. And then someone else suggested the colors. I'm like no, and I changed it. So it was a really back and forth. Like okay, we need someone here, someone here. Sometimes I didn't even give like it has to be a guy, it has to be this like that. No, we have Boxhead is running. We need 15 extras in different stages. Whoa.
Interesting. So episode 3, super favorite.
Cosplay is my favorite thing too. Like from all the things they buy, cosplay is.
Really? Do you cosplay too?
You said 2?
Wait.
We'll talk about this later. yes. I have a record of cosplaying.
Interesting. Nice. Okay, now let's move on to episode 4. Episode 4 is about retro gaming. And actually, it's kind of contradictory to like what my favorite would be because I love.
You thought you were saying episode 4 is my favorite. Episode 4. No, that's 3. No, it's 3.
No. Yeah, I remember saying this to
That's
you.
like-
Episode 4 is my favorite. It's really, really cool. But then I watched episode 3, and then if someone makes you cry, something makes you cry. It should be that
Wow.
good.
So-
Yeah. Let's watch.
日本限定あ全マーケットを使わった
It's straightforward.
今日は老舗をしっかり見て回らなくちゃね。
いやいやここはジャンル順でしょ
And here we see Boxhead upside down. That's pretty cool.
This is one of the things that I like because I could play with what people know from prior episodes. So if someone starts in this episode, they're just like, okay, so in this world you can go backwards and that's okay. If you have seen other episodes, or like episode 2 especially, you'll be like, oh, he's using another color in his shoes. And if you see this in the vertical version, you can actually see the shoes are in the different color than what the world is supposed to be.
Well, I didn't know that. Also, something to note too, the background.
前順の方がいいんだよ
現代か洋代の名前順？ローマ字それともひらがな？僕は色で並べるのが好きなんだけどね。全部に対応させよっか。
This is the magic background. And I think like the reason why like I really liked like episode 4 at first
Okay.
it's because of this background actually. Like I love like the blend of the music and to like the different kinds of retro games in the back. So what inspired that?
Nakano Broadway, the games with dusty games all over the place, and how grimy I feel there that I cannot find anything. Someone needs to solve that.
Okay.
So that's what inspired it. Someone needs to organize. And how do you organize? I don't know. So I had to think of ways.
Oh.
Because when we said games, and I don't know if you said retro games or not.
I did say retro games.
I thought of Nakano. I was like, what's wrong with that wall? I was like, it's not organized.
It's literally just like finding a problem and fixing it.
Yeah. And I know that your website, you do have like tags.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, let's just organize something because we cannot do it in reality. Well, you do somehow.
Yeah.
But
and actually, like even like there's not a lot of people know, like in the back end, like we do try to fix a lot of things on our side because like there's like some products that, what, like you want to ship that? Yeah. And okay, how can we ship this to you? So like a lot of people in our warehouse actually really work very hard to try and fix the situation. But yeah, like there's so many items that like, like you want to do that? Like someone just bought this like fishing pole and it doesn't fit and they just break it into two. Like, yeah, stuff like this. So, or like we some people like to take like the cottons from the like plushies. Yeah, so that we could like they could fit more plushies into one box. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's creative. Yeah, eco.
Yeah, we really do try to like ship everything, and if we can't ship it, then we'll try to fix it. So
that's what Boxhead's doing. Like they're doing it.
True.
Find a way to like, okay, let's organize this chaos.
Let's finish
80年代のホラーゲーをください。
Also, wait, why is Boxhead looking for horror games? Oh, for Sora. And why does Sora want horror games?
Because it's something I wouldn't ask for. LD episodes feel like very me, so it's like I need to find diversity from other people who will like the episode.
Wait,
And
really?
something I would never ask for is horror stuff.
I do like watching horror, but like I'm the same. Like there's something probably I wouldn't ask like horror.
Actually, I added it as a storyboard as an example. Like it's just like, okay, something I wouldn't ask to like have more variety of public and so on. And it's stuck. And at some point I was asking like the background artist who came up with horror games from the 80s, like, did horror games exist on the 80s? I was like, I hope they do. Yes, they did. But it was like, what have I done?
It's actually perfect in a way that because it's so rare, that horror games were so rare, that's like the perfect like item to feature because like probably right now they're being sold probably cost so much money.
Yeah. Sora has funds.
Sora has funds.
Or not anymore, but
she probably lives in the US and the exchange is pretty good right now.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Sora is very well located. Did you notice the game is there?
Oh, okay, interesting.
That's the good thing of the ads, that you can keep watching them and you will notice different things.
100%.
Which I think it makes sense even more with that. Because any animation, you want to make it that the second time is also a very good experience. But even more with ads that you will have to watch them again.
Yeah. So, I love that. I
effort.
didn't know that the game was actually there.
In the box, yeah.
Now you have to find out what game they based it on.
I don't know.
Wait, you actually didn't know, or just
My background artist knows.
Okay. Okay, and the final episode.
ZenMarket は迅速な発送ですぐにお届けします。あ、ボックスヘッド？
大丈夫？
でも直接来てくれたの？これって
漫画みたいだったね。
しかも今衣装着てるし、花でもあれば完璧なのに。
完璧だよ。壊れ物だから自分で届けたかったんだ。
あなたって完璧。ありがとう、ZenMarket。
That you just really have to sit through. Like
Yeah, I can't. It's just
so much ooh going on there. It's yeah, and I actually episode 5 when the team like watched it for the first time.
yeah.
I got like about 5 messages from the team, like different people. I was like, so Boxhead and Sora.
Okay.
She's like what's the deal with them, you know? And I was like, they're just friends. They're just friends. Like, come on, just calm down. They're just friends.
I remember having these conversations in the script stage, like how much can I do to turn it shoujo without telling what could happen or is happening, but also keeping it shoujo without disappointing people who's expecting. That was my favorite thing, like my favorite challenge.
And I remember like having these conversations, like telling you that they're just friends, like me being in denial. They're just friends. I was like, well, who am I trying to convince that they're just friends? Me?
And me trying to add as much hints as possible. Everything in that episode is all the shoujo mangas I've ever loved and more shines to it.
But they're just friends.
But they're just friends.
She doesn't probably know what he looks like.
If you saw behind the box of some animation that it's covered, you have even more hints, but you cannot see it.
No, you can't.
But we animated it, even if you cannot see it, because we're so thorough. And I love that scene so much.
No, I want to see.
We'll see later.
Well, I'll see, and you won't. So. It's like the Elmo emoji.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I think that was like sums up like the 5 episodes, and I think my last question for you is, would you be interested in working in another project with ZenMarket in the future if it happens?
But are they friends or not?
I don't know. I think they're just friends. They're just friends. They're just friends. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just friends. Of
Yeah,
course.
I mean, yes, let's work together. Nothing
Like,
makes sense.
well, of course, like we would love to work with you again. I think everybody really, like I personally worked with you for the whole year, and it's been amazing. And she's just amazing, and it's just so easy to work.
Teamwork, lots of teamwork.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
So happy, so happy to have you here and finally see your face for the first time.
Like in 3D and everything, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for having me. It's so fun to like, I finally went to Osaka. It's my first time in Osaka. Like you gave me the excuse and I'm meeting some great people and I was so nervous, but I'm so happy I'm here.
Thank you so much again for coming, Mar, and thank you so much for watching. And of course, all 5 episodes will be up on our YouTube channel, so watch out for that and check out Mar's channel for our live stream. Don't miss that, and of course follow our social media channels. And thank you so much, and bye.
Bye. Thank you.